Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at this Oris Aquis 39.5 which I picked up earlier this year. The Aquis has been a staple of Oris modern dive watch lineup. They have many different colors, sizes, special editions, and with the latest caliber 400 in-house movement. This model that I have in front of me is the 39.5mm version with a blue dial. I believe this was made available in 2018. I have been eyeing an Aquis for a long time but didn't actually purchase it until earlier this year. First is my concern about the size. I have been on the fence when it comes between 36mm version and this 39.5mm version. Next would be the integrated bracelet. The choices for aftermarket straps will be limited. So having purchased this earlier this year and having worn it for a couple of months, I will try to sum up my thoughts as we go along this video. Let's start with some measurements first. The diameter is exactly 39.5mm when measured on the bezel. However, with the so-called kettle case design, the case tapers inwards when it's nearer to the bezel. It has a thickness of 12.7mm from the dome sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. It has a lug-to-lug distance of 45.9mm. It has an external lug width of about 22mm when I measured like really near to the tip of the lug, and it has an 11mm internal lug width. Oris does sell rubber strap for their Aquises, if there's a plural name for Aquis. So if you have this watch and if you want to get their original rubber strap, please keep these dimensions in mind. The watch has a 120 click unidirectional dive time bezel. The bezel action is clicky and not too tight, but if you look at it closely, let me just move it back to 12, there is some backlash on the bezel, but it's not like really bad. There is just a little backlash which is to be expected on some of these more affordable dive watches. The bezel insert is a lume or high gloss ceramic bezel insert, and it has a lume pip at 12. The unique case design is what gives the Aquis its unique and easily identifiable identity. It has the so-called over-engineered rugged case design and yet a no-nonsense design approach. Every design aspect is there for functional purposes. Take for example the large separate crown guard. It is securely held in by those unique screws, or I don't know, maybe they are just like rivets for that extra confidence. The crown guard also gives an added protection to the crown with confidence. Next is the crown at 6.4mm in diameter. This crown not only complements the rugged crown guard, but it's easy to grip and operate. The entire case is brushed except for the top of the lugs. Normally, I'm not a fan of high polished surfaces on a dive watch, but the minimal polished surface on this piece gives this watch a touch of class in my opinion. The dial is fantastically executed. It has perfect symmetry with a date window at 6 with the right amount of text above it. Not overly done like the Tudor Pelagos. The symmetry is completed by a slightly raised Oris logo just above or just below 12. All the hour markers are applied and they are multifaceted, adding not only to high visual appeal but increased legibility under challenging lighting. The hour and minute hands are high polished and the edge on them are really clean. The second hand has a slightly textured surface. They are all filled with Superluminova BGW9. Well, if you take a look closer, my only gripe is that, the hour hand looks something like a male reproductive organ. if you know what I mean. I hope YouTube won't demonetize this video for me saying that. Oh, I may have forgot to mention that the date wheel comes with a black date wheel. This is a very nice touch, and I think it complements the dark blue dial rather nice. The dial has a deep navy blue finishing, and depending on the lighting, it may appear as black, navy blue, royal blue, or sometimes purplish if you are under afternoon sun or evening sun. Okay, before people start shouting at me for not doing any loom shots in my video, so this is how the Oris Aquis looks like when it is dark. I think the Superluminova BGW9 looks quite nice with that blue greenish hue when it's dark. Powering this watch is a Sellita SW200 automatic mechanical movement. It beats at 21,600 beats per hour and has a power reserve of about 38 hours. Oris did not mention the accuracy, but a standard Sellita SW200 accuracy is about plus minus 12 seconds per day. It has a red customized rotor, which is iconic on a lot of all these Oris watches. The watch comes with a screw-down crown and a screw-down case back, giving it a 300 meters of water resistance. The bracelet on this watch complements the watch rather nicely. The mid links are brushed and the side links are high polished. I'm glad they did it this way with minimal polishing. The removable links are secured by screws. Well, if your wrist size is smaller than 6 inch, then maybe this watch is not for you, because I had to remove all the removable links for the watch to fit my wrist. The bracelet comes with a decent diverse extension. So it's not like a sheet metal kind of diverse extension, but rather a solid diverse extension, which is, I would say, if compared to my Tag Heuer Caliber 5, this is a much better diverse extension. And it comes with just a normal push button deployer clasp with the Oris logo engraved and 3 micro adjustment positions. Like I mentioned in my first look video, I'm surprised by how nice this watch fits my wrist. There is no lug overhang and it just looks right. Sure, there will be some wrist shamers making fun of me, like it has always been on YouTube. Well, I think it's just nice. In a way, I think the thickness contributes to how the watch looks from top down. With a thicker case, the lug somehow sits higher, giving a better visual perspective. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but yeah, I think the thickness really helps. It also does not look too chunky from the side. Well, I don't expect this to fit under a cuff as it's a sport watch. I have been wearing this watch exclusively on its bracelet, as I do not have any straps that can fit this integrated style bracelet case. And I can say, I don't miss strap changing. The bracelet with its micro adjustment fits my wrist really nice, and they feel really comfortable in cold and air conditioned environment and hot and humid environment outside. It may still be very early this year, but I dare say this is one of my best purchases this year. I never regretted getting this watch, and I really like how the watch sits on my wrist. So if you have a smaller wrist and you are on the fence if this 39.5 will fit your wrist rather nice, well, this is a great size. I mean, if you have 6 inch, 6.25 inch, 6.5 inch, maybe up to 7 inch, I would say this watch will still look really great on your wrist. Well, I guess that's it for this video. If you're new to the channel, please help to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me a lot. And you can always find more pictures on my Instagram at gfw_watch. And yeah, stay tuned and stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.